Hey, yo, Gabe.
What's up, brother?
It was a crazy week in the NFL this week.
Another
Jim
crazy week,
Harbaugh.
bro.
Jim Harbaugh gets a 3-game suspension. Was
It's like
that
a week.
enough? Was that a reasonable punishment for the Michigan team? We'll get into that
Mm.
as well. Topic of the week: should the yards after the catch only be a stat for wide receivers and not quarterbacks? We'll get into that as well. Happy to see this week, man. It's a great Saturday. We got a
Yes,
lot to
brother.
talk about in a short amount of time.
Yes.
So
Yes, we do.
y'all sit back, relax. It's the Gridiron. I'm Jersey the King. He's Double G.
Let's
It's
go.
showtime, baby. Let's get into it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome in. Happy Saturday. Good morning and good afternoon to everyone across the United
What is up,
States.
everybody? Yeah,
This is the
man.
Gridiron, the weekly Saturday podcast show where we talk nothing but football
Yes.
from spring league, National Football League, college football, the works, man. So you've made it to the right spot. I'm one of the co-hosts, Jersey the King, and to my left, yeah, right there, to my left, you know that
Right here.
guy,
Yeah.
G,
Yeah.
Mr. Gabe Garcia,
What is up,
owner and
familia?
creator of Gridiron Nation podcast, which airs every Tuesday, either live or on your audio podcast platforms.
We
So
just don't know. We just don't know if y'all if
you
y'all
never
if
know.
y'all want to know what it's gonna be. You got to follow the social medias. So just saying.
Definitely, definitely.
What is up,
But
my brother? How you doing, man?
man, I'm excited about today, man. We got some things to talk about that I wanted to really touch on after this week. Especially watching all of our lovely sports talk shows that we do throughout the week. First takes my favorite because I can't wait till we get Stephen A. on this show. When we can get Stephen A. Smith on this show, boy oh boy, it's going to be a fun show. We gotta get him in there. Hit, what's going on, brother? Welcome in as always. Comes in talking crap about the Cowboys, but
What's up,
we
Hit?
beat up on the Giants last week, and we're facing the Carolina Panthers this week, who has a rookie quarterback with no offensive line, a great running back, one wide receiver, and
a
Adam
thir- a
Thielen.
31-year old wide receiver one. All due respect to Adam Thielen, but when Adam Thielen at his
Just
age, who was always a complimentary receiver, is your number one wide receiver, and you're a rookie, yeah, that you could
yeah,
you it's no surprise they've only won one game. Okay, so
exactly. Now,
Dallas in a good spot though, man. And then they got Washington coming up on Thanksgiving. So we talked about it a few weeks ago, bro. We said it. They have to win these three games. They'll be in a very good
mhm,
situation if they pull these three games off. They'll be rolling. And right now it's looking okay. So we'll see. I mean, it does.
yeah,
Everybody's like, this has track game written all over it. I get that, but this isn't like the Arizona team. You know what I mean? With a
3
veteran
more than mom.
quarterback and some good players. This is I don't see it. Let's just put it that way. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I don't see it either, especially with our lion, Michael
Hmm.
Parsons, Tank, Osia Digazua, Mozzie
Hmm.
Smith. I'm just
Hmm.
saying, just to name a few.
Hmm.
Dorrance Armstrong. I'm just, Melvin Gallimore. I'm just saying, we got a few guys on that defensive line who can get after the quarterback. And then when you look
You
at our
think you think
linebackers,
Bland gets him another pick this weekend? You think Bland's gonna get him another
I
one?
think, I think he
I think
can.
there's a good
I think,
situation to get one.
I think he can. I think he can.
Yeah.
Exploit Bryce in a way that Bryce hasn't been exploited this season. Well, I shouldn't say
Yeah.
that because every game he's thrown an interception almost. So I mean, it's going to be interesting to see this week how tomorrow's games play out because the playoff push is approaching. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially now that we're getting towards Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? The playoff push is approaching. You guys know December is all about the playoff push. So we're
Yep.
getting very close to December. The end of November, going into December is when the playoff push starts, and that's what we're approaching right now. And speaking of the playoff push, and just the NFL in general, this week we have some key games going on. It started off this Thursday, and the reason why I want to talk about this Thursday, Gabe, you know why. There were some key
Mhm.
injuries.
Yeah,
Now,
man.
mm,
This was
go ahead,
this was
brother.
bad though. This was bad. Like
Yeah.
Bengals fans, man. How y'all feeling right now? Because you know what? I know how you're feeling because it's the same way we felt when Dak went down a couple years ago. But see, the bad thing for
Hmm.
Bengals fans. So for those of you that don't know, Joe Burrow, he's done for the year. Got a torn ligament apparently in that wrist, and now the NFL is investigating the team because apparently they feel he went into this game injured already, and the team
Yeah.
did not report him as injured. Now there's some things that go on, like me and Jersey were talking before we came on about, the practice and was he limited or not. So that'll all come through in the investigation. It may come to nothing, but man, the big news is that your high paid quarterback, y'all just lost him again for the year. And I say again because y'all remember his rookie year, he was done. He didn't play the whole damn year. He played like what, one game. So
Towards
y'all
ACL.
just paid this man. I mean it sucks. It sucks for football fans because Joe Burrow, he was starting to heat up, man. He was
Yep.
finally getting back. He was getting his things going, and now you lose him for the year. If the playoffs started right now, you guys would be out. You wouldn't be in the
Yep.
playoffs right now. And now
This is
it's going to
another
be hard.
Daniel Jones situation.
Yeah, yeah, and it
You
could
know
be
what I
a
mean?
situation where they don't even make the playoffs this year because I know Mixon, he had a decent game the other night, but Mixon isn't putting
Who
that
is
team
this
on his
Jake
back.
Browning guy? Who is this Jake Browning guy?
I don't know. He had what, like 63 yards passing or something the other night.
Did
Yeah,
anybody else? Did anybody else see my boy AJ McCarron on the sideline? Did anybody
AJ
else see that?
McCarron,
AJ
man.
McCarron was on the sideline
Hmm.
in Bengals attire,
Now he could be
talking
at the
to.
backup. I'm wondering if he's going to be listed as the backup this weekend or if they're going to
No,
bring somebody up.
they
They
signed
need
Joe
somebody.
Flacco.
Oh, see,
You're
Flacco,
gonna
come
put
on.
Joe Flacco. You're gonna sign Joe Flacco to the practice squad instead of elevating AJ McCarron, who
Yeah.
just won an MVP in another league last year or this past season. I mean, I'm just saying.
No, yeah, I feel you. I feel you. You know, your
He's a
season's already
three-time
looking
national
bad.
champion
Yeah, your season's looking
and
bad
a
already.
back-to-back national
Bringing
champion
a
on
guy
top
who
of that.
bringing a guy who might be able to even with
Salvage
using his
something.
legs. I mean, he'll bring something to that position using his legs. That's one thing.
He'll
That's
get
one thing
Jamar
McCarron
Chase the
does.
ball.
Yeah,
He will get Jamar Chase the ball. Jake Browning is not going to be able to do that well. You need a
well,
quarterback with real mobility. Jake Browning ain't got no real mobility. Yeah, he broke off a few runs. That's because the defense was like, we trying to stop you from passing. So yeah, you're gonna have that little space to run.
yeah.
But you're not that mobile. Jake Browning, who are you? Who
I don't
are you?
know.
I'm sorry. I feel so bad for Bengals fans, man. I really do
Yeah,
because
and
it's
it's
not
it's
gonna
gonna.
look good.
No, it's not. They could very well. They could likely miss the playoffs this year. Um, and when I had these guys like finishing lower than they have been in the division when I did my predictions earlier in the before the season, but it's not because I saw this coming. I mean, who can predict injuries? Nobody can. You know what I mean?
All right.
So, hey Amanda, how are you?
Welcome in,
Thank you for
Amendment.
jumping in.
Welcome in. Happy birthday again.
Happy birthday. Okay. So I
X
do
leads
feel
in
bad. I
stand
feel
up.
bad for you guys. I feel bad for the Bengals fans. But
I do.
that wasn't the only big key injury that night. On the other side of the ball, yeah, man, tight end
Yep.
extraordinaire, Mark Andrews, done
Big
for the
Mark
year, y'all.
Andrews
He
with
is done
a
for the year.
ankle injury. And this has some controversy behind it a little bit.
Yeah.
Definitely has some controversy behind it. You're welcome. Very welcome, man. I hope you enjoy your birthday. Thank you for tuning in.
Yes.
But
Yes.
this does have some controversy about it. They were talking about it on First Take, especially Bart Scott, and I can't stand Bart Scott being on national TV when it comes to no, really, because even when
No,
the
I
Damar
know.
Hamlin
I know.
situation
You know the
happened,
thing about Bart Scott always he always finds a way to put a big ass foot in his mouth
hmm
while trying to do a hot take. Like he's very bad at hot
but
takes because he goes
I get
overboard.
what he was saying. I do get what he was saying. The way the defender fell on Mark Andrews, I do get what he's saying about how dangerous that tackle is. A lot of
It
people
is,
have
bro.
gotten injured
I just
from
feel
that.
like you can't. The problem with
you
it is
you
now
can't
they're
sit here
talking
and
about
blame that
yeah,
defender for the
yeah,
his momentum going the way it is. Mark Andrews is a big dude. He's not no little dude to try and
yeah,
take down. He's a big dude.
yeah.
You know what
Exactly,
I mean?
exactly.
And it's part of football, man. It's part of football.
Yeah, and the
The
problem
dude
is
was just
now they're
trying to make a
talking about.
football play.
I was seeing reports this morning about should the NFL ban the hip drop tackle, and I'm like, no, no. I mean that like if it was happening every single time there was a hip drop tackle, then fine.
Then
But
I
it's
could-
not. It's all in the freakish nature of how they fall, just like any
Well,
other injury. Any other injury.
well, he did take Lamar Jackson down on the sideline the same way. He
Okay.
did. He did do a
Okay.
hip drop tackle.
The
The
problem
same
is
player.
the
The
problem is
same
if
player.
you ban this hip drop tackle because their window is already so small for a defender to tackle, you might as well just have flag football at this point.
Bro, I was about to say
You know what
that.
I mean?
I was
You
just
know
gonna
what
say
I'm
that after
saying?
you were
Yeah,
done. We
yeah.
should might as well turn this into the NFFL, the
Mhm.
National Flag Football League,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you're taking away the NFL is literally taking away the defender's ability to make football plays.
yeah,
Where are
yeah.
they
And
gonna be able to
it's already
tackle it? How are they
the
gonna be able to
rules.
tackle?
Yeah, exactly. The rules over the last couple decades have already steered everything to protect the offensive player. Everything, as a guy who played defense, man, it's so difficult when you only have that window.
hmm
That this. You only have that window that you can make contact. I mean, look at all the times now a player goes in to lead with his shoulder, but if his helmet happens to make contact, even though he's leading with the shoulder, they're still gonna throw the damn flag on you. It's like, what y'all
Yep.
want me to do then? Now you want to talk about banning a hip drop tackle when like you said. What are they supposed to do to Mark Andrews, bro? Let me just hold him right here and y'all come over here and jump on top of him
And
too.
help me. Right.
Yeah. Come on.
He could he can get injured that way.
Exactly.
With a bunch of
Exactly.
trying to carry a bunch of dudes on his back. But like Hit said, it, they want to make it soft. It's like the NBA, bro.
Mhm.
It's literally like how
Yeah,
soft the
you
NBA
remember
has
back in
gotten
the 90s
from
and 80s how NBA, man, you could play physical, man. You had to.
yeah.
You had
That's
to.
why I say a lot of these cats in the NBA right now wouldn't last or wouldn't be able to be doing the great things that they do
Yeah,
now.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Because back in the day, we had three amazing 3-point shooters. They wasn't doing what Steph Curry and them was doing, shooting it
Mhm.
from the logo and all that on a regular basis. But you had dead eye clutch shooters. You had spot up shooters. You had all type of players that were able to contribute in a way. And the game's different. The game, everybody wants to be a shooter now. You had your big men staying in the post, things like that. So I look at how the NFL's changing the same way the NBA has changed. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's getting soft as hell and it's ridiculous. You know
It
what I mean?
really
Because
is.
at the end of the day, they can't, it's like you can't even, like Hit says, you can't even bum rush. And that's basically like trying to make a real physical
Yeah.
tackle. You know what I
Physical
mean?
hit.
Trying to
Boom.
wrap
Yeah.
the guy up and or
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And I notice a lot of guys will go low, they'll go for the abdomen area. You know what I mean? They won't even try and go for the chest so much. You know what I
You
mean?
know, you
I
know what I
notice a
hate
lot of
too,
players.
man. You know what I hate too, bro. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but
No, go ahead.
how many times, bro, you watching a game, okay, and you just see somebody unload with a good, clean hit, boom,
And
nails them,
then
and you're
boom.
like, damn. And then because it was such a high impact play, they throw the damn flag. Nothing illegal about the damn hit, other than the fact that the ref felt like, oh my God, that was a little rough. Don't do that. We don't
The
do
ref
that
over
here in the
the ref
NFL.
over
Come
there
on.
like, ooh, the ref want to be over there like, ooh,
Yeah,
damn.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
so he throws the
15-yard
flag.
penalty, man. Come on.
Or
Come
they,
on,
but
man.
I do like the fact that they will go back. They will review the play. They will watch the replay over and over again from multiple angles to see how the hit was laid out.
Yeah, you know what would change
and
some of this though?
and how my man's, because bro, they're not. It's not like back in the day when these niggas was sitting here picking you up and
Yeah.
body slamming you like it's WWE.
Yeah.
You know what I
Hey
mean?
man,
They're
but you
picking
know
dudes
what?
up in the
That's
air and
but that shit got you hyped though, man. You were like, yeah, baby. You know what I mean? But those
because
quarterbacks were tough as hell, bro. They can take it.
yep,
You'd see Brett Favre getting up with grass and everything, and he's taking it off, and he's like, all right, man, shake it off, throw a damn touchdown pass on the next play. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, like in the NBA, I look at guys like
yeah,
very few. You look at guys like Giannis and even LeBron, who physically could have played in that era. I look at other
yeah.
guys though, like KD. As much as I like KD, I don't know if he could have handled the physicality of that era, bro. I really don't think
Not
so.
at his slim size. Nope, he would have
Yeah,
had to
dude,
gain some weight.
Giannis. I think Giannis still would have been a beast in
Because look what
that era,
Giannis
bro.
did. He got bigger.
Yeah,
Giannis
yeah,
got bigger,
that guy's
just
a
like
monster.
LeBron did. LeBron got bigger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He wanted to be a physical force, but at the end of the day, you what back in the 90s, back in
Mm-hmm.
the 80s,
Mm-hmm.
what? If you was playing against like the bad boys in Detroit, or let's take it back to the 80s and 90s in football, where you're getting
Yeah.
your helmet hit off.
Mm-hmm.
Get his ass off the field. Next play.
Guys are freaking spitting out teeth. Y'all goes
You
the
know what I'm
tooth,
saying?
and they go right back in the damn game.
Hey, John Madden.
Times
Boom.
how many times you used to see players, bro, like from the 80s, and they'd be on the sideline. You got linebackers and stuff, and they've got wrapped because they're bleeding. You know, they're just wrapping
hmm
stuff up and heading back out there. You know, they weren't complaining, and they weren't even making the money these dudes are making now. Not even close. Not even close.
Bro,
Um,
you'd have a dude with a broken forearm. Wrap it
mhm,
up. Give me a splint. I'm back in the game.
yeah.
Dude, go get a cast, bro. Go get go get that
That's
look at. No,
awesome,
I'm
man.
good.
Yeah.
Give me this morphine shot. We're in the game. Let's go.
Yeah.
Give me a shot. Give me that cortisone shot, coach. Wrap this up with a split. I'm back in the game. Don't even worry about it. And then the funny thing, it'd be a lineman who got to put his his fingers in the mud. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's ready to go, taking off with that fractured freaking forearm, still getting after the quarterback, still making plays. Those dudes were. It's like they were indestructible, bro. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And don't get me wrong, I appreciate the NFL being more concerned about player
Mhm.
safety, but how are we? I
The
mean, come
problem
on.
the problem is the officiating. Like they're too quick to
Yeah.
pull the trigger at times, bro. And you know what would fix this is if they would allow teams to do like, oh, I don't know, spring football does when you can challenge for a penalty. But see, the NFL
Yep.
don't want that, bro, because then it's like, oh no, now y'all are questioning our
Are officiating.
referees and making them
hmm
look bad in game. You know, well, I don't care.
They
I
make
really don't.
themselves look bad in
Yeah,
game.
yeah, they do. Bro,
When you call
another key.
ridiculous plays, oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say another key injury we cannot forget about. Happened Sunday, y'all. Deshaun Watson done for the year. Also,
Done for the
another
year.
quarterback
Yep.
lost, man.
He
So,
needs surgery. Even in
what
even
do
in
you
that
think?
win.
Yeah, what does this do for that team, bro? Like, do you think that I don't know if I see them making the playoffs as good as that defense is with no Nick Chubb there? You know, their running back by committee has been okay at best. But man, this like damn that the AFC North took two big hits within the less than 7 days, bro. And I mean I don't mean
3.
that big, yeah. Oh yeah, I'm
The
sorry. Yeah, you're
AFC
right.
North took 3 big hits. Deshaun Watson even in the win, needing season-ending surgery on his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Now Joe Burrow needing season-ending surgery on torn ligament in his wrist, and now Mark Andrews needing season-ending
Mm-hmm.
surgery on his ankle.
Yeah.
Those are huge losses for
Major,
each
major.
team. Now,
Yeah.
when it comes to Cleveland, in my opinion, PJ Walker got to do something. He got to have a
Well,
season
yeah,
like he did
the
in
announcement
Carolina.
came out yesterday that he will
It's
not be
DTR.
starting. Yeah, it will be
Yeah, it's
DTR.
DTR.
But
Dorian
what
Thompson
would you
Robinson.
do? What would
Now,
you do, man? Now, would you trust the rest of the season when you're on the cusp of a wild card or even in still the division hunt? Would you rather go to a veteran like PJ Walker or would you trust the rookie, man? Because we've seen them both this season already.
the thing about this rookie, Dorian Thompson Robinson, he's very mobile.
Mm-hmm.
He tends to make good decisions when it comes to throwing the ball and passing the ball. And then there's times where he tends to not make good decisions, throwing the
Yeah.
ball and passing the ball. You know what I mean? Throwing the ball downfield. I think I would give him a shot, especially in this game upcoming
Do you think there's
this
going to be
week.
a short leash?
I don't think so much of a short leash. I think they structure the offense
Yeah,
to
very
to his
simplify it a
to
little bit.
his to his strengths. I
Yeah,
think
we
they've
we
come
could
up with a
see them
game
start
plan
doing some
that
rollouts and stuff like that, man. Yeah,
we might see the offense start looking like UCLA did with him
dude,
and
this could
allowing
be a
him
good time. This could
to
be
do
a good
some
time for them
things.
to implement Kareem Hunt more in the pass game. You know, you
Yeah,
roll
and not
DTR
even
out,
in the
you get
not even
Kareem
just
Hunt
in the
out of that.
pass game. They can start running the option.
Yeah, that too. I just don't know how much like if it was Nick
Run.
Chubb, man, it would be an easy fix because you're like, okay,
You
this is
got
where you
Kareem
just hand the
Hunt.
ball off. Well, but he's no Nick Chubb.
Kareem
Come on.
Hunt's not Nick Chubb because here's the difference between Kareem Hunt, and Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb is powerful with that
Yeah,
speed. Kareem
yeah,
Hunt is less powerful, but still has the speed, and he
yeah,
has a
yeah. He
little
does.
bit more agility than Chubb
But that's
does.
why I don't think you can use him the same way as Chubb. You can't put your
You you
entire game
you
plan
you don't
on Hunt
you don't do
because
that. You
he's
put
going to
him on.
get
You
beat
get
up.
Ford in there for that. You get
Yeah,
Ford
but
in
you know
there
what?
for the
But
power
I'm just
runs.
saying what you've
T
got
form
between those two, what you got between those two is still not the same of what you'd be getting from a one Nick
because
Chubb on a 3 down back
you're
type of thing.
utilizing them right. Run
But
the
that's the
old school
thing
I
though.
formation.
This team is based on defense and run game though. When Nick Chubb's
Run the
healthy,
I formation.
they
Run the
can
old
run the
school
I
I
formation.
formation.
Oh,
Put
they're not going to
put
implement that. Then you're going to change the
come
whole
on now.
scheme.
No, but you won't. You can run the I formation. You can run the T form. You can run the weak formation. You can run the strong
I don't see
formation.
that being
Have
enough though.
Ford as a fullback,
I don't see
and
that
now
being
you
enough.
got two elusive running backs to utilize. I'm just
Maybe.
saying. Now you
But
have
what happens? But see, the
you
problem
have to
is
change up your game plan
you
now
do,
that you no
you
longer
do.
have Deshaun Watson. So that's something that they need to look at either with PJ Walker or Dorian Thompson Robinson.
But that's what I'm trying to
That's all I'm
say.
saying.
This team was always based on the run, right? Nick Chubb gets hurt. They had to open it up a little bit with this. They're like, fine, we have Deshaun Watson. You cannot now just say, okay, Watson's hurt. We got to go back to being a pound the ball first because none of these guys
You
is
don't
going to be
have
able to do
to.
that on a consistent basis. But that would be
DTR
changing
is
up the game
just
plan that you
as
had with
mobile.
Watson.
DTR is just as mobile as Deshaun Watson.
I
Just
don't
as
mean he's that
mobile.
accurate though. The accuracy is he's got issues with the accuracy, and in this division that will
That's the
kill you.
only reason why I would put PJ Walker in.
The problem with PJ Walker that he's shown is he doesn't have the arm strength, and the decision making is the big one. Like this guy just like sometimes
But he
I'm
do
watching
got
it
the arm.
like man, come on, you know damn well they had no business winning that game against the 49ers. They won it, but I'm like Dan Walker was probably buying every member of that defense a steak dinner that night. I'm gonna tell you that much, man.
And that offensive line.
Yeah, but I
He
mean,
bought that
I just
whole offensive line
I don't know if I
some
see
lunch
the
and
Browns.
dinner.
Yeah, I don't see the Browns making the playoffs after this, bro. I mean, we could
I don't.
obviously
It'll
be
be
wrong. I
hard.
could be wrong. It's gonna be difficult,
It'll be
especially in that
hard, but
division.
they would have
Now,
to. Like I
if
said,
they
they
were
would have
in the
to.
NFC, if they were in the NFC with this defense, then maybe because there's not as many. You know, it's not as
Yeah,
crowded.
if they were in the
that.
NFC North,
Yeah,
I would.
but it's going to be
I
interesting,
could
brother,
definitely see that.
because it's going to be interesting to see how this division plays out. Now, Lamar,
Yeah.
as usual, he was limping the other night, but he still gutted it out. He still played hard. You know what's funny about this though, man, is how come when it was Joe Burrow was getting hurt, people are like, oh man, that's a freak injury. Poor Joe. But when it's Lamar Jackson, they're like, oh, look, he's injury prone. You see, he should not be running so much. I'm like, really? So y'all just gonna do a double standard like that? You're gonna give Joe a pass and feel bad for the dude. But if Lamar even shows up on an injury report, the entire NFL nation is hating on this man, bro. You know what I mean? And it's not right.
And
it's not right.
He don't get the love that he deserved when it comes to it.
No, he
don't.
doesn't, bro. He doesn't. You saw him limping the other night. That boy was still balling out, man. Yeah, so some big injuries, y'all.
B.
All right, what's up, B? How you doing?
Good morning, Sandy.
Thank you for joining
Welcome
us.
in as well.
Hi, Sandy.
Welcome in, ladies. But it's definitely going to be key. Both quarterback injuries are going to be key because this could potentially take both teams out of playoff contention. But this is why I feel that the Bengals are idiots for sitting here wasting their time signing Joe Flacco instead of giving AJ McCarron a chance. Why do you have AJ McCarron on this roster if you're not going to allow him to come in?
Dude, I would.
You had him at
AJ McCarron should be. He should be honestly in a position this week where he's trying to earn that starting spot. If you ask me,
yeah.
I mean,
he should be the starter.
If this becomes the downfall of Cincy, then it's on your own damn coaching because you have a player there that is proven already on the field.
Yep.
And y'all gonna sit here and say, "Oh, well, he was just in spring league. It ain't nothing." Well, all right, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out.
He was a certified baller as a backup.
I'm sorry to say this, but I hope Browning looks like crap. I'm gonna say this as a spring football fan. I hope Browning throws 4 interceptions next week. Is that messed up to say? Is that messed up?
No.
I don't care, man. I don't care.
Because at the end of the day,
y'all wasting my boy AJ McCarron there, man. It's sad, bro.
You are. And then on top of that, you make it to where if he has an opportunity, just depending on how the spring league goes, if he has an opportunity to play for St. Louis again for the Battlehawks, he can't because he's under contract with an NFL team. Yeah, so it's like you're wasting his talents, and you're not making it possible for him to sit here and literally play in front of his kids.
Yeah,
and it's like the NFL does not give a damn. But on top of that, the Bengals front office don't give a damn because if you did, you would not be sitting here signing old ass Joe Flacco, who has a Super Bowl championship because of Ray Lewis and the defense of Baltimore that year.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't. Let me just tell you something, bro. Let me just tell you something. Whoever the quarterback is there, that AFC North is going to eat them up because it's all defense in that division. So Steelers, they got defense. Cleveland, y'all got defense.
Now,
Baltimore, y'all got defense. Cincy, y'all ain't got no defense to carry Browning. Okay, there's no defense.
Well, Sam Hubbard's coming back. I believe Sam Hubbard comes back next week. And Trey Hendrickson just came back in Thursday's game because he got a couple tackles off. He got a couple plays off, especially a sack on Lamar.
That secondary is going to be giving up.
Secondary is going exactly.
But I don't know if I trust any of their quarterbacks that's not named AJ McCarron to get in there and use those weapons the way they can.
Exactly. I think this limits Jamar Chase down the stretch of the season because now he ain't gonna get the ball.
Yeah.
He is not going to get the ball the way he should be. You put a guy like AJ McCarron in there instead of a guy like Jake who?
Yeah.
What? What is your name? Where did you go to college, dude? No one cares. Because you're a third-string quarterback that's getting a chance over a guy who's not only showed that he could be a starter, even though it was in the XFL. Hell, look what he did. He won the MVP, even though his team didn't go to the championship. So that should tell you something right there.
And in all fairness, he chose to leave the NFL. You know what I mean? He wasn't because he wasn't content with his lot of being a backup. So he was like, no, I'm never gonna get any chance to show what I can do. So let me go over here. He showed what he can
Right.
do, and still the Bengals brought him back, and they were like, okay, now we're just gonna use you the exact way we did before, which is not. You know,
Hmm.
I'm
And that's
wondering.
all
I'm
it is.
wondering what he's thinking, man. We're gonna keep an eye though, and see how their quarterback situation plays out next week.
Yeah.
We're gonna see.
Yeah.
We're
But
gonna
for
see, man.
me, the AFC North is now just between the Steelers and the Ravens.
Yeah,
I
I
honestly
don't
feel
even
that.
think, and I don't even know if the Steelers can maintain what they're doing. They're getting outgained offensively, pass yards, run yards. Their defense is basically keeping them in these games. Kenny Pickett, I'm sorry, bro. Yeah, he's not that dude. He's not that dude, and he's really kind of stunting George Pickens' growth, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But I think this is the Ravens' division to lose. Now that Steelers defense is legit. The key is going to be when those two teams play again. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. It's between those two teams now. These big losses really just even with like you talked about Isaiah Likely having to come in and step in for Andrews. When you have Lamar Jackson there though, this offense goes around him in that run game. So and that defense.
Yeah.
So I mean, Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman's going to have to step up. But it's
And
not like
Zay's been doing his thing this season.
yeah.
I
And
give
it's
him
not
that.
like the
He and for
Ravens
a
are
rookie.
are a passing juggernaut because that's not what they do. You know what I mean? So while they did just lose the biggest member of their pass game, you know what I mean, which is Mark Andrews, it's gonna open it up for somebody else. But
Yeah.
Lamar's gonna be Lamar, bro. And as long as Lamar's there taking snaps at quarterback and that defense is
The
playing the way they
Ravens
play,
have a
yeah,
chance.
yeah,
The
yeah.
Ravens have
I
a
get it.
chance. Now it's going to be a hard road for S- Cleveland, being the number one defense, but
Mhm.
you can't rely on that defense to get you all the way there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's the thing. They can't rely on that defense to get them to the Super Bowl. Without Deshaun Watson, they
Yeah.
and now Deshaun now no Nick Chubb and no Deshaun Watson. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
going to be very very hard to get to the playoffs, let alone the damn Super Bowl. So
If the Browns, before we jump off this topic, if the Browns had the weapons that the Bengals do with the defense the Browns now have, I might say, okay, these guys might help this young quarterback. They've got one.
mhm,
His name's Amari Cooper. As good as Cooper is, everybody's going to be focusing on him, especially now. They're like, you just take him out the game,
yeah,
and that's it. That's it.
they need
So,
Njoku to step up. They need
yeah.
another receiver to step up, and I don't think that they have enough weapons just there at the QB position. Like they would have to literally figure out something. PJ Walker's going to have to go to Archie Manning's uh, quarterback camp or something because when when you looked at him in that Carolina season that he did so well in, and you thought, okay, PJ Walker looking good. Dude just played in the XFL in 2020. Now look at him. You know what I mean? He's starting, he's leading the Panthers, which looked like a playoff run, and then of course that faltered out. But I'm just saying, you go back to that year, he looked like he could have been something in the NFL
Yeah.
compared to where he is now, especially that game against the 49ers. Like you said, he looked a little lost in that game. Some of them throws
Yeah.
he made in that game, he got bailed out by his wide receivers. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And I just feel that it's going to be a tough road. And if you put DTR in there, it's going to be hard for them too. So I mean, either way, Cleveland's going to have a tough road looking
Yeah,
forward.
don't expect a lot of points by that offense for the remainder of the season. They might have a game or two, but yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah. Well,
So
Gabe, I do got a surprise for you, brother. My boy, our one and only favorite super fan of the XFL, the orphan, Riddick Rocker,
What's up, Gabe?
live in Houston right now.
yeah,
What's going on, brother?
yeah. How about CJ Stroud, man? Yeah,
How about my
give
Hey,
boy?
it up. it up. I did not see them winning that game last week. Now, it was a close game, so it's not like the Bengals got blown out. They had an opportunity to win that game. But
we won.
But they won. The W is
Yes, sir.
I give it up to your
And
squad, man. Definitely. I was wrong. I was wrong.
I was saying it. I told him Cleveland or Cincinnati gonna lose this game. Nah. And look what happened. We got the Predator couple. We got the Rig Rocker in the building, y'all. XFL, stand up. Houston Roughnecks, stand up. What's going on, y'all?
What's going on is that we need y'all's help. We need to keep our Roughnecks in the XFL.
Yeah.
Please go to the Predator Couples Facebook page and sign our petition and show the XFL that we want our Houston Roughnecks to stay, baby.
That's what I'm talking about. Go show that love, guys. Make sure you go and follow the Predator Couple and Rig Rocker on Facebook and all other platforms. And go scan this QR code right here. Go ahead and scan that QR code right there. And you can sign that Houston Roughnecks petition to keep the Houston Roughnecks in the XFL or as part of this new merged league. We don't know what's going to happen, but make sure you scan that QR code right there, guys, and show them some love. Oh, I'm sorry. Press the wrong button. And also, the Vegas Vipers have a petition as well to stay a team. So, I did make one for the Vegas Vipers. So let's go out and sign both of these petitions and show some love, guys.
Come on and say it. I was right.
Hey,
I was right.
You were right. You were right. You were right, man. You were right.
So we're
he hit me early this morning.
They better not lose. Hey, they better not lose this week, man, because the AZ game with Kyler back has trap game written all over it. I'm not saying they will.
Yes,
I got Houston to win that game, but this is a classic trap game because y'all are rolling right now. CJ's rolling, and
but
so
you see how
I
zesty Kyler came out looking so zesty. He was running his little zesty ass was running all over the field with his sports bra underneath his shoulder pads.
Looking like that.
Gentlemen,
he's gonna be doing it. He'll be doing it tomorrow.
Dave, I just wanted to come on and give you some of my love, brother.
It's all love, brother. It's all love.
We're down here in Houston. Anybody in the Houston area, the Cougars are playing today. We're down here tailgating, trying to get people to sign the petition. If you're down here, come down. Hang out with us.
Come show
sign
some love.
The petition. Have a good time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's about to be lit. Y'all getting the college campus lit? Oh, that's going to be so dope. Y'all getting the college campus lit with XFL? Oh, yeah. It's about to go down. It's about to go down. You're about to make a huge statement today. Just know that. You're live on a college campus, and you're literally tailgating in XFL gear. So that's going to help a lot, man. Good luck to you guys today. I hope you get a million signatures.
Much love, y'all. Yes. Thanks for having me on, Jersey. Dave?
No problem, brother.
I was right.
It's all love, brother. It's all love, brother. Right. You got it.
Later, guys. Have a good one. But yeah, bro, he hit me up early this morning and was like, bro, you got to let me come on and holler at Gabe about the Texans winning. Plus, we're going to be live tailgating at the Houston Cougars game. I'm like, hell yeah, I'll have you on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I was right. We were right. Okay.
You were right.
CJ Stroud is a bad dude, bro. CJ Stroud is a bad dude, man.
I wanna have I think I'm gonna have a little topic on next week's show, man. I don't know, maybe about we were talking about this yesterday and about him and Bryce Young, and if their roles were reversed, how would it be, man? And like if they had swapped teams right now. But CJ Stroud, bro, like the way he's already shown an ability to get the ball downfield, get it, drop the ball where it needs to get for his receivers. He's got some young playmakers there, so it's a trust thing there already. When you come in as a young rookie and you've got another rookie at receiver and a guy who's like his second or third year and y'all young, there's a trust thing there. Like, all right, we're gonna come up in this together. And I think the biggest surprise though for this team, I don't think CJ Stroud is a surprise anymore because people have been seeing it this year. Now we're just like, okay, it is legit. It wasn't just a couple games that he was balling. But
Exactly.
Devin Singletary was the biggest weapon last week against the Bengals. The
Yep.
Bengals were like, all right, Devin ain't gonna do nothing. There ain't no Pearson. Devin just ripped him up, man. So I got to give him
Noah
props.
Brown
That
as
was a
well.
big
Noah
surprise.
Brown made some
Noah
key
Brown.
catches last week.
Yeah. Now I
And
don't know. I don't know
I'm
what
kind
we'll
of
see
upset.
much in Noah Brown again. 'Cause I think Nico Collins comes back this week, so that might have been a one and done for Noah Brown. But hey, that's all you need, right? When guys go down, what do
Yeah.
they say, bro? You need the next man
Next
up
man
to
up.
play big, and
Yep.
he did. He did. He did his
And
job.
that might have
man.
put
So,
him in that wide receiver 3 position. You know what I mean? You'll have Nico Collins, Devin Singletary, and Noah Brown. Because at the end of the day,
Robert
every
Woods
time
still there.
every
too, though.
time
Robert Woods was a big reason those first few games that they were winning. He really was. That
and then what happened?
was CJ. Well, he got hurt. So that allowed
Robert Woods got hurt when?
That allowed Tank Dell to come up, and now Tank Dell solidified himself in the wide receiver too, bro. You keep Robert Woods in
this
that
is my
slot.
thing. Robert Woods is injury prone.
He is.
We've seen that in his career.
But you don't need
So
him
that's
to
why I
be.
say
You don't need
elevate Noah Brown. But this is why CJ's been one of the reasons why CJ's been so successful. He's had players step up and do their job on the receiving end. And see, this is why our topic of the week discussion is going to be huge, because when these receivers are catching these footballs from the quarterback, and the quarterback is getting all these credits for all these yards, no one's looking at so much of what the receiver does for those extra yards after the catch.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying his receivers has really put him in a position to where now his name is not only front runner for offensive rookie of the year, but now his name is in the MVP conversation, or should we say the NFL quarterback award conversation. Because it's not fair to no other position, bro. It's not fair to no other position to not be included. I feel that the MVP should have at least one player from all offensive skill positions, or it should be at least one quarterback, one running back, one wide receiver, one defensive player.
The only issue with that,
that's like that.
The only issue is if I agree with you having to have other positions, but the problem is, like, if you just have one quarterback, like, you could have 2 or 3 quarterbacks that are playing at that level. You know what I mean? That
so
should
what?
be in.
I want to see stats.
Okay, so what happens if you've got Mahomes balling out and Tua with the stats? Then you're going to leave out CJ Stroud or Dak Prescott, who are also playing at that level, because the rules are telling you can't have more than one quarterback in this conversation.
I'm just saying, let's look at the stats. Let's look
at the wins. All I'm saying is if you're gonna require,
let the fans vote.
Yeah, let the fans vote. I agree.
Hell,
all I'm saying
let
is
other players who ain't in the conversation vote. Shit, why not?
Yeah.
Or the NFLPA.
If you let
have
the
a couple people
vote,
from there,
if you let the players vote, it's going to be a
it's
players'
popularity
contest. Yeah, like the NFL 100.
It's going to be biased.
Players,
it'll be biased. So that's not so much of a good idea. But
I don't like the way they do it now,
people off of the NFLPA committee.
I do agree with you. The players
as well.
The fans should have a say in this. You know,
the fans should have a huge say in it.
Yeah. Instead, it's these
They're
writers,
the ones buying tickets.
the AP writers that decide this, and it's like, nah, man. How many times you've seen? Half the time, these analysts and writers have no idea what the hell they're talking about. I don't care how many fancy stats they want to throw out there. You know what I mean? So,
but they'll look at Patrick Mahomes and never say, "Well, Patrick ain't playing on the level that he did last year."
No, they're gonna say it's Mahomes, so he has to be in the conversation. It's a popularity thing with them too. You know what I mean? It's like we talked about.
Mahomes is the face of the
Jalen Hurts' name in there? Why is Jalen Hurts' name in there when it should be? If anybody on that
last year,
No.
It
Yeah,
should be AJ Brown.
If anybody on that Eagles team should have a say in the MVP conversation right now, it's AJ Brown, because that man has carried that offense when no one else was doing anything this season. So
Yep.
yeah, I feel you, bro. I really do think something needs to change with that. But back to
Like,
CJ Stroud, he's doing
but
it, man. He's playing
this is
ball
why
right
I
now.
say they should have it. They should have a whole quarterback award, just a straight
Yeah,
quarterback award, best
yeah. I
quarterback in the season, because then you
Mhm.
get multiple quarterbacks a chance. But when it comes to the MVP, yeah, you got to pick the best player at that position, and if it happens to be the winner of the quarterback award, fine. Whoever wins the quarterback award, then that's the candidate
Yeah.
for,
Let me
you know
ask
what I
you a
mean?
question, bro.
Whoever wins
Like
the best wide
couple years
receiver
ago,
award.
a couple years ago when the Titans were the number 1 seed in the AFC, number 1 seed, who was the
It
MVP of
wasn't.
that team? It wasn't the
Damn sure it wasn't
quarterback.
Ryan Tannehill.
It was Derrick Henry. Derrick
It
Henry
was a
ran
running
that
back.
damn team to a number 1 seed. Didn't get the MVP that year. So
He got a bag.
yeah,
He got a nice
yeah,
extension, big
mhm,
paycheck, but he ain't get the MVP honors.
yeah,
He ain't even get
yeah.
put in the conversation. And
Mhm.
that's what I don't understand. Like, you got to literally, as a running back, rush for 3,000, 4,000 yards in a season to get nowadays to get the damn MVP award,
Yeah.
because it's such a
Running backs
quarterback
in
based
practice.
award.
Running backs in practice now saying, "Coach, I want to win the MVP award. Can we throw a couple of plays where I throw a damn touchdown pass? Because apparently that's what you got to do." It's BS,
Exactly.
man.
I
I don't
mean,
like it.
look at Christian McCaffrey. This man threw for a touchdown, ran for a touchdown, and caught a receiving touchdown all in the same game last season when he first
Yeah.
got to the 49ers. His very first game as a 49er, he threw a touchdown, caught a touchdown, and ran for a touchdown all in the same damn game.
Yeah.
He scored in 17 straight games. 17. Last week when they lost or when they won, yeah, he was part of that win, but he didn't score a touchdown. And he even joked after the game and said, "Oh, I
Yeah.
suck because everybody else got a touchdown and I didn't." And he ended the streak. But at the end of the day, why is his name not in the conversation? Look what he's been doing
Should
all
be.
season. He
Yeah.
even missed one game, came back and fought through an oblique injury
Mhm.
and back to form. Back to form. He may not have scored a touchdown, but he's contributing as a running back as supposed to. He
Oh,
still has
he's definitely the
the
focus of a
most
defensive
yards.
game plan that week. The impact that
Exactly.
he makes when teams are preparing means that he's just his presence there alone now, because of what he does. He don't have to score a touchdown. You know why? Because he's altering an entire game plan for the week.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what he does,
And
man.
like players like Tyreek Hill, players like CD Lamb, players like AJ Brown, it's
Mhm.
the top 3 receivers in the league right now.
Yeah.
Why are their names not in the MVP conversation?
Yeah.
Why not?
Tyreek Hill makes that offense so
But their
so
name is in the wide receiver award that everybody, what is it, the
yeah.
Balistnikov or whatever?
Yeah.
I mean, these individual awards, whoever wins these individual awards for skilled positions or whatever the case, why are they not in the MVP conversation? That's what I never understood.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
is there all these individual awards for these different skilled positions, but there's no award, or no, they're not able to have their name put in that conversation? What's going on,
Mhm.
Deuce? How you doing
What's
today,
up, dude?
brother? Neon Green
Yeah.
Mafia.
I really wish that the NFL would look at that and change it. To, like you're saying, just give the quarterbacks their own award. If you want to throw a name or two for the MVP also because they were that impactful of what their team's success that year, that's
Mm-hmm.
fine. That's fine. But yeah, I agree, because now there's other players that are so impactful to what their team's doing, like you mentioned, CMC.
Yeah.
Like we talked about AJ Brown. They really deserve to have their name in this conversation, but they won't because they're not quarterbacks, and it's too bad, man. It is.
Now, a player like CJ Stroud, back to CJ Stroud, a player like CJ Stroud right now, the way he's playing this year, compared to the way Jalen Hurts is playing this year. And I'm not taking anything away from Jalen Hurts' talent, but let's look at the facts. The way Jalen Hurts looked last year, both mobility as well as the way he throws the ball down the field.
Yeah.
This year he hasn't looked the same. This year
Mhm.
he's been dealing with some issues. You know what I mean? First it was his shoulder, if I'm correct, and now it's his knee. But at the end of the day, he's still not looking the same. But if he
Yeah,
throws
let's
that
not take
ball up
away from the fact that that
to
run game
AJ
too.
Brown,
Yeah, that run game is not what it was last year either, and that
exactly.
is showing how much of an impact that me and you talked about when the season started. We said it's going to hinder this offense a bit. AJ
Yeah.
Brown
You
has
gave up
had
Miles
to.
Sanders.
Yeah, AJ Brown has had to carry this load, man. I mean, we've seen
Yeah.
games where Devontae Smith, can go 2-3 games in a row with just like one or two catches, and that's it.
Yeah.
And
And
y'all
AJ
want to
Brown
sit here,
just
Eagles fans, and tell me this man is a number one playing a wide receiver too? No, don't tell me that. I don't want to hear that about
at
Devontae
all.
Smith.
At all.
AJ Brown
Devontae
is
Smith is
carrying
not.
his ass too. AJ Brown's carrying everybody
Exactly.
in that offensive line.
AJ Brown is carrying that offense.
Yeah. Him and
Let's
that
keep it
offensive
real.
line are carrying that entire team
So
right now.
why is Jalen Hurts' name thrown around in the conversation of MVP and not AJ Brown? When
Because
AJ
it's
Brown
a
is
quarterback
carrying
award.
that team on
Yeah.
he's got that whole Eagles team on his wings.
Yeah.
You feel me? And he's just a flapping, carrying the whole team. Because at the end of the day, who else is really doing anything that's been effective like that?
Yeah. Mhm.
AJ Brown has
On
been
the wide
bailing them
receiver
out of
position.
games.
He has. Yeah.
It don't matter. It don't
It don't
matter.
matter.
How
No.
does it
Yeah,
don't
how many
matter.
times have we
Bruce,
seen him
I
throw
love
into
it. I'm
double?
happy that you're in here and you're an Eagles fan and we get to rip
How
y'all ass up.
many
right now. Let's
times,
go.
dudes, have we seen, your boy Hurts going over there and he's just like, fuck it, AJ's out there somewhere. And AJ goes over 2-3 defenders and gets that damn ball. Don't tell me about who's throwing him the damn ball, because anybody can sit back there and throw it into double and triple coverage, and AJ's going to make the play. All right, so yes, he's the quarterback.
Dak Prescott had Jalen or had AJ Brown right now on this team, on our current team, if we had Jalen Brown or AJ Brown, we could do the same damn thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
if
he's
AJ Brown was on the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen could do the same damn thing. If AJ Brown was on the Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow could do the same damn thing. If AJ Brown was on the Kansas City Chiefs,
would be doing it too.
No, exactly. And if he was on the Kansas City Chiefs, everybody would be like, "Oh, the Chiefs are going back to the Super Bowl, no doubt about it. They're going to win the Super Bowl, no doubt about it." Not sitting here saying, "Oh, we don't know because all the damn receivers can't catch the damn ball and hold on to it." So at the end of the day, when you look at it, yeah, the quarterback's throwing the ball, but it's up to the receiver to make the catch. How many times do we sit here and look at a player get the ball thrown to them, and it's right in their hands, and they miss the catch, and it gets intercepted, and then we want to blame the quarterback? Oh, he shouldn't have made that. He shouldn't have made that throw. He shouldn't have made that throw. That was a bad throw. He tried to stick it in a tight window. How? It was on his receiver's hand. So when I was playing wide receiver back in high school, and my coach used to always say, if that ball touches your hand, you should be making that catch.
Mm-hmm.
Period. You're getting paid millions of dollars to play this game on a professional level. If that ball touches your hand, you should be making that catch. We all about spectacular catches. CD Lamb just caught a crazy pass in last week's game with one hand.
That was nasty. With one arm being held back, that was a hell.
AJ Brown
and the placement on that was money too. Though.
AJ Brown in the corner of the end zone on the sideline. As a matter of fact, it wasn't all the way in the corner, but on the sideline. That pass from Jalen Hurts, he one-handed.
I don't know about monster receiving core, Deuce. I mean, your boy Devontae Smith has been pretty damn suspect and can barely hold on to the ball at times. So
Monster.
I don't know about the core.
You have a
You got a
monster
receiver.
receiver.
Yes, yes. Hey, who did y'all like
Right.
you and JP compared him when we were talking about Metcalf, and I like the way you guys did it. It was about a week or two ago.
Hold on. You what? We just have CD. Hold on. We have a 6
Brandon
consecutive 1,000-yard receiver on our team now as well, who has been coming into form.
We didn't even unleash him against Philly, and look at how hard a time Philly had with our past game. This is funny. This is funny because y'all got the W, but you want to act like our receivers
5 points.
We're just CD Lamb that game. Oh, and by the way, we got a tight end that's also doing some things. So
Jake Ferguson, that tight end got hands. Damn near every time the ball touched that man's hands, he catching it or he's making a spectacular catch. Deuce, don't do it to us. Listen.
Goddard ain't been the same either this year, Deuce. Come on now, and now he ain't even playing. He's injured. So
Dallas Goedert is Dallas Goedert is out.
Dropping balls, dude. Devontae Smith is dropping footballs, and you want to call this man a monster? Damn, is that what all you got to do now to be a monster in Philly? Is just throw me the ball and I'm gonna drop it.
That's now like saying Kadarius Toney's a monster.
There's potential
over there in Kansas City.
It's potential. It's all about potential, bro.
Just saying. You can tell they're not, a little sweet because they don't like to catch balls. They like to drop them. They don't, keep that away from me.
That's why y'all be loving the tush push so much.
The tush push.
Let me get
just rub on that lineman butt. Come on now.
Dropping balls all day.
You feel me? I'm just saying. Y'all making the tush push famous. Y'all making the tush push famous. You know what I mean? Devontae Swift is not a monster. When he has consecutive games with multiple receptions and multiple times, I don't give a damn about your record. Y'all barely. Guess how many points y'all beat us by? The same amount of points y'all beat the damn New England Patriots by.
They had that record at one point
with Mac
last
and Cheese
year,
Jones.
right? They had that record at one point last year.
We beating up high school teams.
Y'all
about to get y'all ass whooped. Y'all about to get y'all ass whooped tomorrow. Kansas City, look, y'all want to talk about quarterbacks? Patrick Mahomes about to destroy y'all. Okay?
One of the worst defenses against tight ends is the Philadelphia Eagles this year. The statistics show it. Who has the best tight end in football? Kelsey is going to feast. He's going to
Taylor Swift Kelsey.
He's calling Taylor. Hey, I need you back in the States, man. We need you.
Babe. Tay. Come here. We got to be TNT this week. We have to be TNT. Travis and Taylor, we have to be TNT. We're going up against Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. We're going up against Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. They're not saying we're going up against Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown. Dallas Goedert's out. He broke his damn forearm. What do you mean? It ain't back in the day. It ain't the 80s. He's not getting no hydrocortisone shot and getting no damn splint put on that thing and going in the game and playing. No, he's out. So you ain't got no tight end that's going to do nothing. Okay? Which you're going to tush push the whole game?
And by the way, this isn't the same Chiefs defense y'all saw.
Keep that energy. Chris Jones is about to murder Jalen Hurts. Chris Jones is about to destroy Jason Kelsey, bro. And Travis and his brother are going to – this is the match that we've been waiting for this whole regular season. Trust me. I'm not a fan of either team. Y'all know who I represent, the star, boy. But I'm telling you, I've been waiting for this game. And I'm glad that the Eagles are 8-2. Or, excuse me, 8-1, my bad. About to be 8-2. Because this defense, they want to sit here and say Cleveland has the number one defense. Fine. But when it comes to the best defensive player making an impact, it's on that Kansas City Chiefs defense. I'm sorry, even Micah Parsons isn't the number one guy when it comes to making. It's Chris Jones. When Chris Jones came back in the lineup, Chiefs defense has been totally different, bro.
Yeah.
Totally different.
Yeah. That secondary
Just
is
like
playing at a
in
high level
Baltimore,
because of what he's doing.
those
up
players
front.
getting healthy. Exactly. Those
Yeah.
players getting healthy in Baltimore. Look at that defense. With
Mhm.
Myles Garrett and my man, what's his name on the other side? I can't. I always forget his name.
Oh,
Just the
you're,
way these,
yeah.
you know his name. You know his name. I just don't remember his name. But I'm just saying, dudes, y'all Jalen ain't gonna look. I don't give a damn if he had a week off. That knee ain't the same, bruh. And Chris Jones running after you. Come on, bruh. And then y'all
I
can't stop a tight. Y'all can't stop a tight end.
AJ Brown will
You
get his
can't.
this week, but he's not. It's going to be very difficult if nobody else steps up, man. And
Y'all
I
couldn't even
mean,
stop
you know,
Shoemaker. Y'all couldn't even stop Shoemaker. Y'all stopped him from scoring a key touchdown, but you ain't stopping him from getting that long ass game down the field.
yeah.
So I'm just saying, if you can't stop Travis Kelce and nobody on that offensive line is going to be able to stop Chris Jones, we'll see if y'all come out of this
So
week
Deuce says I'm clipping
9
this
and
and
1 or
playing
8
all
and
week
2.
next week. All right. So if y'all lose, make sure you're here
Clip
next.
it.
Make sure you're here next
Yes.
week. I won't be here, but I know my boy Jersey's going to be able to go in on it, so it's all right.
Yeah. So you better hope they win, because if they don't, I'm telling you, Dallas is coming
Boy,
for that
Arrowhead
NFC
is
East
going
title.
to be Arrowhead is going to be lit on Monday night.
Oh,
man.
and
Definitely.
y'all playing in KC. I almost
Yeah.
forgot. You think
Yeah.
y'all really gonna go in there and do
One of the
anything?
most difficult places to win, man. After giving Andy Reid and Mahomes a week, you know, they're coming in off a bye week too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
This is
and
gonna be
after the loss they had, you know, Andy Reid's like, oh no. This is where we right
Mhm.
fit. Yeah.
Y'all they lost. They're coming off a loss to Denver.
That was the one where Mahomes was like, it was like the Jordan flu game or something, right? He didn't put up the
Yeah.
numbers like he did. Yeah.
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 It was reversed. It was the Jordan flu game in reverse for my homeboy.
Yeah.
Don't play sick. This ain't
Yep.
basketball, fool. This is football.
Exactly. It's football. Yeah.
You can't. He said, shout out to the front runners. Look, he said it don't matter where we at. Our away games look like a home game. We'll see how much green is in that stadium. We're gonna see how much green is in that stadium, bro. Because Arrowhead don't play.
Yeah.
They're the
Arrowhead
defending
don't
reigning
play.
Super Bowl champions. The draft was just held
And
there.
you know what's going to be
Come on
funny
now.
is if they win this game, we can officially start to say that Mahomes puts his name next to Dak Prescott as quarterbacks that own you guys. So, you know, if Mahomes wins this game again, he's going to be like, yeah, I know them. You know, that's my stepson over there, Philadelphia. But we don't talk about him.
Yeah. Because
His
in
age
the past
is-
3 seasons, now we can't really count last season. But the past 3 seasons, my boy Dak versus Jalen Hurts, 3-1, baby. 3-1.
Yeah. Dak Prescott, he laughs at Dak. Don't disrespect your daddy like that. Don't disrespect the man that owns you, who is
The only other quarterback in the league with 10 400-yard games.
Mm-hmm.
Next to who? Patrick Mahomes from KFC.
Mm-hmm.
So
they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about that.
Nobody
let
wants
me ask you a question. Who's playing better ball right now, Dak Prescott or Jalen Hurts?
Don't worry. We'll wait.
Mm-hmm. Ain't gonna
Let me
say
get my
it.
watch out.
Ain't
Don't
gonna
worry.
say it. Ain't gonna say it. Dak Prescott, the one who's balling out right now.
Who's playing better? Who has a better completion percentage? Who has a better QBR?
Yeah. Don't come at me with who we're playing, because y'all played some weak teams too. The difference is you guys play down to your competition. That's what you guys do. You play up or down to your competition. Y'all don't dominate the weak teams like you're supposed to.
We blew out New England. Y'all beat them by 5.
We run up the stats against trash teams. What do you guys do against ass teams? I don't see y'all blowing ass teams out. The Jets? Hello? What did we do to the Jets? What did we do to the Jets? Yeah.
What did we do to the
Don't give me that crap about who we're playing, man, because don't give me that crap about who we're playing. Because we damn near went to your house and y'all escaped with a fucking win, okay? And we gave it to y'all.
Done enough to win 8 games. You're exactly right. Yeah. We beat ourselves in that game at the end of that game.
But you are not the team you were last year. You're not the team you were last year. Y'all ain't making the Super Bowl this year the way you're playing. I'm telling you that right now. Because when you
Nope.
get into the playoffs, hell, you got a rejuvenated Niners team coming up on your schedule too. You think they ain't ready for that game?
Jerry.
Man, we need to get off this, bro, because I gotta go to work soon, man. We got a lot to talk about, dog.
But let's move on.
Yeah.
It was a crazy week for Michigan.
Yeah. Damn.
Jim Harbaugh was suspended for 3 games. I don't agree with this. I'm gonna just tell you straight up.
It was basically a plea bargain because he
was it a reasonable punishment?
He agreed to the punishment, and that's why they said, "Okay, we're gonna do that." Yeah, it was basically a plea bargain.
Gabe, do you feel this was a reasonable punishment for getting caught cheating? Literally getting caught cheating.
I do not. And I don't think the NCAA is going to feel like it either, because the NCAA still has their investigation open right now. They're still investigating them. What this suspension stems from is from the conferences, is from the conference investigation. That's where this comes from. Schedule is
You're lucky we're off this subject.
No, your schedule is barely going to get stacked. Yeah. Their schedule's barely going to get stacked.
We have to play Buffalo. We have to play Miami. We have to play you guys again. And we have to play the Seahawks and Detroit. What are you talking about, bro? We still have 5 games against winning opponents. Teams with winning records. Teams that could win their division.
Basically, we got the same schedule y'all do. Pretty much. Same division.
But
same division.
But I'll play
the AFC with East. So yeah, don't give me that. Don't give me that nonsense.
Dude, did you start drinking early?
Come with something better than that schedule.
Did you start drinking that Yingling?
We play in the same division. It's the same damn schedule.
Bro, exactly. Y'all let Washington damn near beat y'all. Stop. Anyways, was it a reasonable punishment for just a 3-game suspension for Jim Harbaugh?
No,
I think no.
It was not. It was not. But I do feel like the NCAA, though, when their suspension comes down, they're going to be like, all right, y'all went soft on this dude. It ain't going to happen here. I think the NCAA
Michigan going to be in the damn college football playoff and probably
that's
in
my
the national championship game by the time the NCAA decide.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Right now, they're winning right now again. So,
bro, they started off the game, had a rough start on their first drive down the field. Maryland comes out firing. You think they're going to score a touchdown? Nope, they kick a field goal. Then Michigan scored a touchdown. Then Michigan got a sack fumble, touchdown. Mm-hmm. Then Michigan got a block punt.
Yeah,
ball was kicked out of the end zone. Safety plus the penalty. So they got the ball back with great field position. Then they go right down the field and score again. Like, the hell? Well, I mean, they're just getting destroyed.
Maryland's moving down the field. Maryland's moving down the field right now. Like, they just made a hell of a catch. Hey. But I mean, I don't going back to this. I don't feel. I think this should have been a much harsher suspension from them. They should have said, you know what?
You're going to say
you're done for the year. They should have said you're done for the year. You ain't coaching the rest of the damn year. And your team, I don't know if the conference can. I don't think the conference can themselves. They can keep them out of the conference championship. I just don't know if they can. I think the NCAA is the ones that has the power to say, but y'all ain't going to play in any bowl games.
You keep them out of the conference championship game, that takes them completely out of the damn CFP race. Period.
Well, they're ranked number 3 right now, and I still don't feel like
you stop them from being able to compete for the conference championship. If they beat Ohio State next week, it's not gonna matter. They're gonna get to play for the championship.
Man,
the NCAA should ban them. I do too. Just like Stephen A. I have to agree with Stephen A. on this one. The team should get banned from the college football playoff.
I agree.
You were caught cheating.
Agree. Yeah.
You were caught cheating. No matter how you want to look at it.
Come down, I think the fact that he's only getting the 3 games now, all this does, in my opinion anyways, is it puts more pressure from the college football community onto the NCAA to say, all right, y'all need to speed up your investigation now because we
Yep.
can't have this team playing in the postseason. So that puts pressure now on the NCAA to not only speed up their investigation, but to come with a really, really harsh penalty, man. And I think it has to be
Yeah.
harsh. It has to. I'm sorry,
I
but
think
because
Jim Harbaugh should be
I don't,
fired.
I don't give a damn if it's the Wolverines. I don't give a damn if it's Jim Harbaugh, the name. I don't care. That is
He
why
should be
it's
fired.
even more. That's why it's even more that y'all got to set an example and a precedent now, and come
Exactly.
down hard on these guys and say we don't care if you were Nick Saban. I don't care. We're gonna nail you, and we're gonna take you out of the postseason. We may even do it next year. We may take some
If
scholarship too.
how about this one? If you're gonna arrest Larry Sandusky for molesting his players, Jim Harbaugh should be fired, kicked out of college football, not being able to coach. Suspend him from being able to coach in college football. This is his second suspension of the season.
Yeah.
He started off the season with a 4-game suspension.
What are they
Now
going to be
you're
saying?
ending the regular
I mean,
season with a 3-game
what is the
suspension.
conference saying to the rest of their teams here? It's all right. Go ahead. Do it.
Cheat.
Yeah.
We're just gonna suspend your quarterback or your head coach for a couple games.
Which is what? This would be the second game of that suspension?
Yep.
Right?
He's only missing the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be back for the Big Ten championship if they beat Ohio State. Jim Harbaugh. We're talking about the coach of Michigan.
I also have an issue with the school.
Yeah,
I don't give a damn what you're paying this man. What are you trying? You're supposed to be. I get it. It's a money thing when you're from a team like this, or when you're the Michigan Wolverines. But you're supposed to be kind of preparing these kids for life, teaching them values. I get it. It's a money thing, but I don't give a damn. What are you teaching them now? It's all right to cheat. Go ahead. Do what you got to do, y'all. As long as you're helping the team. No, that's not helping the team.
Y'all put a whole sign caller and sign reader on other teams' sidelines, dressed in their attire, to steal signs from them, to learn the calls that they're calling from the sideline to give to their quarterback and to give to their defensive captain. So you're stealing, you're literally cheating. And the worst part about it was this against bum-ass teams. Western Michigan?
You don't need to do that against Western Michigan. Come on now.
Western Michigan is a threat to Michigan? Come on now. Like
I do feel that the NCAA has to be looking at this, man, and saying, okay, the conference failed here. The school itself has failed here. The school should be the ones who saying, you know what, we can't have you on the field the rest of the year. Regardless of what the investigations say, we got to suspend you. We got to suspend you. But the school's like, no, we'll let them handle it because if we get you back, that's better for us. Come on, man.
If they were really trying to make a statement as a conference, they would have suspended him indefinitely pending pending the NCAA's investigation.
Yes.
So then if the NCAA want to sit here and take forever, by all means, by all means, we don't care. But here's the thing. If Michigan wins the national championship, this is all that's going to be talked about.
It's going to be tainted.
The sign cheating and blah, blah, blah. What? Despite the sign stealing? What do you mean? Mm-hmm. I think they stole Maryland signs. I think they stole Penn State signs. Because look how they obliterated Penn State last week. In the first half, it was a great game. Second half, they obliterated Penn State.
I'll tell you what, after this measly 3-game suspension, everybody is going to be an Ohio State fan next week. Everybody's going to be Ohio State fans because y'all just basically, this conference just basically made their team right now, their leading team, the Michigan Wolverines, they made the team with the biggest target on their back now. And now you got one of the premier teams that you're going to be going up against in this rivalry. And man, do I hope Marvin Harrison Jr. breaks records
Goes
against y'all
off.
next week. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I hope him and Kyle McCord just have a hell of a game. I hope he get the stunt all over him. But you know, one thing that about this whole suspension, this whole sign stealing scandal that really irks me with everybody on TV. Y'all really think these players didn't know nothing about this? The players shouldn't be punished. The players shouldn't be punished. Y'all some damn fools. Y'all are some damn fools. If you believe that a middle linebacker who's a defensive captain is out on that field, he gets the call from the sideline, from his sideline, you don't think he goes and scans that field? You know what I mean? You don't think he goes and scans that field? All right, B, thank you for watching. We love having you tuning in.
Love you, B. Have a
Thank
good
you for
one.
being a fan.
Hey, B, don't forget, Tuesday, be there. All right? Tuesday night.
But you don't think these kids are scanning the field and they can't see what's being called on that sideline? You don't think in practice those sign callers aren't teaching them what they've learned? Come on now. You really think these kids are that innocent?
The problem
these kids
there
can
is
get
the problem
NIL
there
deals
is,
now.
The problem
They'll
there,
do
bro,
anything.
is what do you do if you're a player there? I mean, your coach is supposed to be, you're supposed to be following his lead. You know, if you suspect, I mean, if you become a whistleblower on that team, not only does the team out you, the players themselves in the locker room, they're like, oh, we can't trust you. You lose your scholarship because the school's like, oh, you were the whistleblower. Sorry, you're gone now. So you also got to look at it that way from a player standpoint, like, damn, what am I supposed to do? You know, I got to trust my coach. That's the key here. Trusting your coach. I get it. The coach is supposed to put you in the best position to win, but he's supposed to do it with a high moral standard. You know what I mean?
He's supposed to be getting you ready for after college.
Do it. Yeah.
Exactly. He's supposed to be getting you ready for, and he's supposed to be getting you ready for the next level in case you have that talent to get drafted. Yeah. And how to present yourself and represent yourself and carry yourself at that pro level, not only excuse me as a player, but as a man.
Yes.
And if I'm teaching you that it's okay to cheat, that's like, well, you might as well just go to Bill Belichick's team.
Yeah.
Spygate all over again. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't understand why people really think that these kids don't know nothing about this, or they don't have a hand in this as well. They know what signs is being called.
Yeah.
And if they see a sign get called, after one sign gets called, and they call the play in the huddle, right? Then they see what the player or what the other team comes out in the formation they come out in, and they start looking at the signs that they're throwing out on the field, right? On the other sideline. And then all of a sudden, check. And they call a whole different play on defense. You don't think the players know that already? Come on now. That's why I feel they should get banned from college football playoff contention. They should not be allowed to participate in the college football playoff. They should not be allowed to play in a bowl game at all. I mean, come on now. If SMU got the death penalty for paying players to come and play at their school, they should get banned from being bowl eligible or being in the college football playoff. For cheating and getting caught.
The ethics of this, or lack thereof, is supposed to go beyond what they're trying to do, you know, with these guys and getting them ready. That's been the problem, though, with NCAA becoming more about money now and the business than it is about college education. You know what I mean? A lot of these guys now, they're given these free rides to get that free education, but a lot of them won't even finish school, sadly. And now they're being taught that. Now they're being taught, well, but if you're going to continue to play football, it's okay to kind of bend your morals a little bit or break them.
It's okay to break the rules to get ahead. Yeah. It's okay to not do something morally ethical, which is
I blame school too. You're gonna tell me that alumni and boosters didn't know what was going on? They're crooked as hell. They're all crooked as hell, dude. They're
Y'all
like,
the
I'm
ones
giving
bringing
you
the
money. I'm giving you money. You do whatever you got to do to win. That's it. And that's
Exactly, Gabe. Exactly, Gabe. Thank you. Thank you. Those people behind the scenes that are really not behind the scenes, they're really in the forefront.
Mhm.
The boosters, the Big Ten committee,
Yeah.
the headmaster of the school and all that. They know what's going on. The athletic director knows what's going on.
Mhm.
They want their school to be a winning school.
Yes.
You heard the nerve that Jim Harbaugh said? Well, we're going to get to that here in just a second. As a matter of fact, guys, that leads us actually into one of my favorite segments of the show. You know,
Mail time.
Mail time. Mail time. Mail time. Mail time.
yeah. So, beautiful thing is hit. Actually, his first question. What do you all think of the interview Coach Harbaugh gave after Michigan was caught cheating? And it's funny that you even asked this question because this clown had the nerve to call Michigan college football's America's team. They are America's team of college football. When? Dallas ain't never got caught cheating. When cocaine was in the locker room back in the 90s, they didn't even know. You only knew if you did cocaine or knew about cocaine. Because how in the hell was a man with a separated shoulder going out there running the football as a running back? Emmitt Smith. How is Michael Irving out there making some of the catches he's making, sweating as much as he's sweating?
Well, he's still like that now, though, too, man. That boy, you get him on a panel, and he's sweating up there.
And he's sweating up a storm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, bro, it's like Jim Harbaugh made himself look like a damn fool. Oh, I just want my due process. You know, I just want this to be treated fairly, and I want us to be treated. You were caught cheating.
Yeah. You know what that was?
Due
That
process?
yes, Hit says that interview was staged, and yes, they had a publicist. Trust me, told him what to say. This is what you say. You don't say any more. You don't say any less. This is what you got to say. Okay, that wasn't from his heart.
He ad-libbed the America's team part.
Yeah,
he ad-libbed that bullshit.
Yeah.
That was exactly for what it was. PR.
America's team. No, bro. America's gonna hate you now. Talking about America.
You were caught cheating. You were caught cheating. You're teaching your kids unethical morals.
America's
you should be fired and suspended.
And no, the James
fired
more
and not allowed to coach.
Sports than y'all, man. That's what I'm saying.
Like, come on.
That man,
what do you mean?
That man should not be allowed to coach. Maybe
at least for a good 5-10 years.
Maybe a good 5 years. And you say, but when you do come back, guess what? You're gonna have to go down and coach in Division II for a little while. That's because we ain't gonna allow you up over here with the big,
unless the NFL gives you a job again.
That's what it's gonna be. And right now, the NFL, there ain't nobody gonna hire this man right now. You know what I mean? Not with this
cheating,
this clinging to him. It would take maybe about 2 years until an NFL team might say, "All right, let's bring him in." But you were caught cheating.
And I feel exactly, and I feel that again. I do agree with this. I think it was staged because you didn't even come out there and apologize. Y'all were caught red-handed. There's a photo of Connor Stallions, one of your sign callers, on the damn sideline dressed in other attire from another team.
Yeah.
You were red-handed caught cheating. And then you had the nerve to try and sit here and say, oh, there's other teams. We got evidence that there's other teams doing the same thing. Really? Go down by yourself. Like, y'all sound like R. Kelly right now trying to bring down Jay-Z and Beyonce and Lil Wayne with him. It wasn't just me.
Y'all are messing with my life.
I'm fighting for my life. That's what you sound like right now.
Oh, man.
It wasn't just Michigan. It was them too. We fighting for we fighting for our school's name, our reputation. Where's Deion Sanders when you need him? Like, come on, bro. That's what he sounded like. What's going on?
What's up, Angel?
Angel, what's going on, brother? That's what he reminded me of, sitting there on that damn pedestal or at that pedestal talking. You didn't even apologize that y'all got caught. You want your due process? What due process do you deserve? The due process you deserve is your dumbass gets fired and Michigan gets banned. Straight up gets banned from college football playoffs eligibility and gets banned from bowl eligibility. Like, they should not be able to go into the postseason whatsoever. They should be able to finish their season out, whether they're undefeated or not. They should be able to finish their season out and done. You don't get to do nothing else. And you lose scholarships next season. And you get banned from bowl games next season. So then next season ain't nothing. It is worthless. Especially if JJ McCarthy and Blake Corum leave. They damn season gonna be looking different in next year anyway. But I'm just saying,
ain't nobody gonna want to come play there either. They're like, why? I can't shine in no big games. You know, I can't win the championship. So yeah.
Hey, that do sound like a good idea, Deuce.
The Pro Bowl.
That's a good question. We'll come back to it.
Well,
but yeah.
The problem there, Angel, just real quick, is Cooper Rush is our number 2. You can only have 2 quarterbacks activated. So yeah.
Yep. They ain't got the third QB rule like the spring league is doing.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think that it was a staged it was a staged damn interview or conference, press conference, whatever the hell you want to call it. I think Jim Harbaugh has no remorse. He doesn't care.
And who's to say, let's be honest, who's to say he hasn't done this before, even when he was in the NFL? You know what I mean? So,
well, because you can't steal signs in the NFL.
Well,
they don't call signs.
Maybe not that particular way, but there is cheating in the NFL too.
Yeah, that's Spygate.
You can cheat, yeah. So, but let's be honest, bro. You know this ain't the first time he's done it in college.
He took a page out of Bill Belichick's book, but just on the college level, bro.
Yeah. That's why I'm saying,
Spygate.
How do we know he wasn't doing this last year? You know what I mean? Or the year before?
Or the year before.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy thing. Stephen A. said the same thing when he was talking to Desmond Howard about it, and Desmond was like, well, no. What happened was he went out and got a better coach. He got 2 coaches from the NFL level.
Stop it.
So getting two coaches from the NFL level made the team all of a sudden this
made
great.
All the difference. Yeah, that made all the difference.
Come on now, stop it, bro. Stop it. But yeah, I think we honestly think that we agree with you. Believe it was a staged press conference, and he just sounded like a complete fool and a complete idiot with no remorse for his actions or what he has made that school reputation look like. You're tarnishing the reputation of that school.
Yeah. And
it's gonna be hard to come back from. You see how long it took Penn State to come back from the whole Jerry Sandusky scandal. You see how long it takes certain teams to come back from certain scandals. Look at the whole Reggie Bush scandal with USC. Took USC a long time to get their name back in there. You know, so it all comes down to certain things being played in these different factors. And I think Jim Harbaugh just being his name, just having that name, you know, plays in a factor of why he didn't get penalized the way he should have. All right, question 2. Ooh, I like this. How do you feel about some of these refs calls in these last couple of games? And Gabe, I'm gonna let you go ahead and chop suey these referees up.
That's what I think of the damn referees, man. absolute smelly, filthy trash. Trash, bro.
Yo.
That's what I think of those damn referees, man.
Me too.
Trash, bro. And it's
Man.
not, and it's every damn game now. Almost every game that I am watching now, I'm like, holy crap, what are you calling there? Or like we talked about earlier, where it's a clean hit, it's just a high impact play. And I'm like, oh, there comes a fucking flag. Of course. There comes a damn flag. And I'm like, okay, so y'all gonna call this, but you're not gonna call that. When the ref's like this, I didn't see nothing. Play ball. You know what I mean? Like, damn, man. You didn't see nothing, but you're making up shit half the damn time.
Like, if you can sit here and see a catch that catch Cortland Sutton made, just for instance, my man was right there.
Yeah.
Was right there and made the right call. Now, don't get me wrong. The other judge on the other side, the other field judge and line judge on the other side, called it an incomplete pass. Well, hell, you can't see all the way over there. But my man's was right there. That was like one of the only good calls that has really been getting called, that has really been called lately in these last few weeks when it comes to big games. And I think that in a way, it's like these refs are getting paid to make these calls. And I know it sounds, that's conspiracy, blah, blah, blah. No, it ain't.
No,
it ain't.
There's
I've been saying
they can take it from a higher up to say, look, we can't officially make this team win, but just make sure your calls go a little more in their favor. Because we got a lot of money in Vegas going through this. There's a money line. There's all this stuff. So when people say about rigged, it doesn't we're not necessarily saying, y'all, that they're literally saying this team's going to win and that's it, because other factors play thing, but they will. I mean, you're being naive, y'all, if you do not recognize that they're steering some of these games in another way at times. Now, some of these games, bro, we've seen it where it's just shit on both sides of the ball. And you're like, damn, we don't even know what the hell they're doing. Why are we not? Why is the NFL not holding these guys accountable, man? Why?
Because the NFL is behind it.
Yeah. They're not getting fined. They're not getting fined, right?
It just makes sense.
What happens when a player does something that he's not supposed to do on the field? He gets penalized, right?
What happens to that player when he does something off of the field? He gets suspended or fined.
Yeah. The referees need to be held accountable because they are not doing their job. That's the bottom line. If you're a player on the field and you're not doing your job, what happens? We're off the team. You're out. We fire you. The team fires you. They cut you. You know what I mean? So the NFL, or you're benched. NFL is not, they're looking at their refs and they're like, damn, they ain't doing their job. That's all right. Line them up for the big game next week. We're bringing this same referee team next week.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like,
shit,
my opinion, Kansas City should possibly have 3 losses this season. The Jets should have beat them.
Yeah.
The Jets should have beat them.
Yeah.
Period.
Now
the Jets played.
Let me ask you something, bro. We've seen these referees. We've seen these referees this season in favor many times for both Philly and KC. How torn are they going to be on Monday night? Like, damn, I'm sweating. I don't know what to do. Who do I throw the flag on?
Exactly, bro. This is going to be a flag-driven game. This is going to be a penalty-driven game. And what I mean by that is this is all you're going to see. First series, one play gets played. That second play, flag. I'm telling you, the game is going to start off with a flag.
But it won't be on. I'll tell you what player it's not going to be on, because he's untouchable, apparently, is Lane Johnson. They're like, what false start? No, that's the one rule in this game. You know, Roger Goodell and his goons are like, I don't care who the hell you throw the flag on. Don't you dare flag that man for false start. You let him be in the backfield in already, you know, when that play gets
Bro,
snapped.
like the Eagles Cowboys play or game at the end. That wasn't a delay game.
But see,
You didn't even give us a chance.
like
Not the delay game. I'm sorry. False start. That wasn't a false start.
Lane
That
Johnson
was not a
is
false
doing
start.
it every damn play all season, bro. All season. We see it. Everybody sees it before the play starts. You're like, you'll be calling it, right? You'll be in the chat rooms and you're like, watch, Lane Johnson about to false start again, and then gonna call it. Sure enough, there it is. I've had Eagles fans say, I've had Eagles fans be like, huh. Damn, all right, it's cool. They didn't throw the penalty. Of course, you're a fan of your team. That's how it's going to be.
But
right?
want to complain, but want to sit here and get on Cowboys fans for blaming the refs.
Yeah.
For not making calls or making bullshit calls.
These referees,
what
bro,
do you think those Kansas City Chiefs fans were thinking when they were like, damn, they made that call? They just bailed us out.
Yeah.
The refs just bailed us out because we were about to lose this game.
And let's not y'all, we're not coming at this saying like the refs have to be perfect, because they will miss some. We get it. They might throw a flag that doesn't. The problem is the amount that it's happening now. The level
and the
that's
games
happening now.
The way it's changing outcomes of the game as well.
Yes, that's the problem.
Really pisses me off.
What happens when that changes the outcome of the Super Bowl? And it's obvious to the entire world watching that the ref got it wrong. What happens then, NFL? Are y'all going to pay attention then? Oh, no, they won't. You know why? Because you're probably right, Jersey. The NFL's behind this shit, man. Yeah.
It just, I mean, come on now. I seen a video where different players was like, oh, when I got drafted, they told me this was going to happen, this was going to happen, and I was going to get injured. And I'm like, what? And then sure enough, you go back and look at this guy's career, and you see exactly when this guy got drafted, and then all of a sudden, big injury happens, and they're no longer in the game for a while. And they come back from the injury, and all of a sudden, their career takes off. Then they get injured again, and then hearing from them.
Yep.
And I was like, damn, that's crazy. And then you look at some of these games, and like the question pertains to, the refs just make silly calls, blatant calls that shouldn't have been made. Like you threw that flag knowing damn well that shit should be in your pocket. You know what I mean? And it's just so many different times that I've seen it in so many different games. Like these refs are getting worse and worse.
The worst part is, bro, the worst part is when the flag isn't thrown as it happens. When you're like,
I hate those.
The play's over, and everybody's going back to the huddle, and then all of a sudden, like, what the hell?
What the hell?
So what? You thought about it for a minute? You thought about it for a minute and just said, you know what? No. This is my opportunity here. Let's throw a flag.
They ain't think about it. They got word from up. Throw a flag.
Throw that flag.
These what? They're back in the huddle. The play's over. We blew the whistle. Why are we throwing a flag now? Like, that's how I look at it. Like, they getting that word upstairs, man. So to answer your questions, trash. Straight ass. You know what I mean? He said this. They just want to see that yellow flag fly like a little kid in a candy store. That's what it seems like, bro.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, last question he got for us this week. And again, thank you, Hit, for always hitting us with some fan mail. Hopefully more people start joining in with you. But when you see unwanted physical contact on the field with fines, do you think it hurts the team in the long run or just in that instant? Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
When you see unwanted physical contact on the field and with the fines, do you think it hurts the team in the long run or just in that instant?
I think in that instant it does. I mean, that hurts the player in the long run because the fines, they hit his pocket. You know, the team doesn't get fined for it. But I think it hurts your team. If it's an unnecessary, like how many times have we seen it, bro, where The emotions, and we get it. We played the game. We know the emotions are there, but where you
Right.
see a player plays completely over, and other players just standing up and they're getting everything ready, and then you just see a guy come and knock him down. And then you as a fan, bro, you're like, what the freaking hell are you doing, stupid? Now you just cost us 15 yards, or
Yep.
we got a first down. Now instead we're moving backwards. So in that instant, that day, it hurts the team. In the
Yeah,
long
in
run,
that game for
hurts the
sure.
player. Yeah. In the long run, though, it only hurts the player because of the fact that, for one, he gets fined. For two, if he's done it quite a few times, then you start getting the reputation of, okay, this dude's can't handle his emotions. Coach is like, you know what, we got to dial back your snaps now because
Yep, you're a dirty player.
you
You're
can't
being
control
looked at as
yourself
a
out.
dirty player.
Yeah, you can't control
Right.
yourself. So that hurts the player in the long run. But for my part, I think it only hurts the team right there on the field. And trust me, man, when you're a fan and that happens and you see it happen and you're like, you stupid you're like, damn it, man. Damn it. I hate that crap, bro. The noise the crap out of me.
Now, for me, I have to respectfully disagree to a certain extent. And the only reason why is because I agree with what you're saying. In that moment, in that instant, it does hurt the team, but it could also hurt the team in the long run. Because if that player is an impact player, especially on defense, that player is an impact player, and they get two unsportsmanlike conducts in the game, now you're ejected from the game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
not
and
only
that
does that
hurts,
hurt
I think.
you
But
that
what I didn't
instant,
think of,
but it hurts you for the game.
so
But
what I, yeah,
you get
suspension.
you get suspended.
Yeah, I didn't
You
think
get
of
a
that.
3-4 game suspension. Now it hurts you in the long run. Now it hurts your team and the impact you have on your team in the long run. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, that's another game when that was a perfect example right there. He's impacted his team in a good way, in a positive way, with his play on the field. He's been an asset to helping that team be successful on defense. He's been an asset to helping that team be successful in winning. But when you take him out of the equation, now it's next man up. And if the next man up doesn't have that same skill set, now you've taken the element away from your winning ways. You get me what I mean? So in the long run, it could still hurt you. And
Yeah.
in the long run, hurt that player. And in that instant on the field, it could hurt because an unsportsmanlike conduct, that's 15 yards. So if that team, let's say it's 3rd and 15, and they needed 15 yards, and you just got that unsportsmanlike conduct, well, boom, there's your 15-yard penalty,
And
automatic
the
first
worst
down.
part of it too is also like a lot of times these guys are doing these we call them boneheaded penalties
hmm
because they were totally unnecessary. They didn't help you in any way. It's different. Like let's say you get a holding call, but your running back breaks one. But had you not had the holding call, the guy would have been there to tackle them in the backfield. That is one of those where you say, okay, it affected the play. But when it's one of those where it doesn't, or it's after the whistle or whatever, tell me I'm wrong, bro. It's always on one of those situations where like you just had a positive play. You
Yeah.
just had a positive play. And you're like, damn, hell yeah, first down, baby. We're in field goal range to win this now with 30 seconds left. And all of a sudden, flag, 15-yard penalty because your boy decided he wanted to get up and grab somebody by the face mask. No.
Yep.
After the whistle. And then you're like, damn, so you didn't just right now hurt us on this drive. Now you cost us the game.
Yep.
And
Potentially, because
yeah,
a wide receiver
potentially.
could,
Yeah.
or make a mistake, run a wrong route, and then you get an interception, and it seals the
Right.
game for you.
But
But
we've seen
it's
those
another player
situations.
that's
Yeah.
sealing the game and
I
making up for
mean,
your
let's
idiotic mistake.
let's talk about how many times we've seen it to where you get a player maybe okay, good example here. Monday Night Football the other night, right? Denver comes on, kicks the field goal, misses it. Now this isn't like a contact thing, but it's an unnecessary penalty. He misses it. Why did he get
12
another
men
chance?
on the
Because
field.
12 men on the field, because your coaching staff and your players did not have it in their head to make sure that you had your kicking team out there. Dude, Denver had just kneeled the damn ball twice. They weren't,
Mhm.
or running, they weren't going to throw a deep ball. Get your damn field goal defense team out there a play before. So
Exactly.
it's one of those that, yes, like that, it cost that boneheaded penalty just cost you the game.
And could
So,
possibly cost Buffalo in the long run.
yeah,
So,
because
yeah, to answer your
yeah,
question, it's both. It
yeah,
could be both.
yeah, it is both.
And in
It is.
most cases, it
That,
is
and I
both,
hadn't, I
you know?
hadn't thought about the suspension part till you brought it up, and I said, yeah, that does happen
Yeah.
too, and that's one of the long run things. So,
And it's
yeah,
just like this Jim Harbaugh suspension. It could hinder the team not having him there for a big game like next week at Ohio State. It could really hinder the team. So it could
yeah,
hurt them in the long run. Things like that. All this stuff factors in one way or another. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
again, man, thank you for the fan mail. As always, you already know
Mail
what it is, my
time.
dude.
Mail time. Mail time.
So that actually leads us into our last topic of the day. So we got to get out of here. My man Gabe got to go to work today, and I got some things to do myself. But our topic of the week, the new segment we implemented into the show, and I asked on Facebook and in the different groups, should the yards after catch stat only be for wide receivers? And I didn't get a big response, honestly. One response I did get was from Sandy Johnson, one of our viewers. She said that she asked actually, well, doesn't the quarterback throw the ball? And I said, yeah, but the receiver is the one who makes the yards after the catch. If the receiver catches the ball for 10 yards, that should be 10 yards given to the quarterback.
Yes.
The rest of those yards that receiver just accumulated from that run should be yards after a catch stat only for him because he's the one who made the play. So when I look at this question here, Gabe, and I want you to actually go first. I looked at it in a different perspective, I guess. So how do you feel when it comes to this topic here?
Okay, so I'm going to use the example that I always use in this situation. And it's not a knock on the guy, okay? But Jimmy Garoppolo in San Francisco, okay?
Mm-hmm.
His numbers were up there, okay? So if you're not watching the games and you're just looking at the stats, you're like, damn, Jimmy G balling out, man. Look at all those passing yards. Look at that, 3 touchdown passes. Okay, then you go back and you watch the highlights of the game, though. See, the stats can be very tricky because of this particular topic right here. You go back
Yep.
and you watch the game and you see that first touchdown. Yeah, they're at the 50-yard line. He throws a 6-yard slant route to Deebo Samuel, who takes it to the house. You just added 50 yards to his passing total.
Yep.
So tell me now, is that tricky? Yes, it is. Because if you didn't watch the game, you're like, damn, I'll bet you he slung that thing 50 yards. No, it was a 6 air yard pass, and his receiver, who was so good at the yards after the catch, padded his stats for him. Then you watch the next touchdown, okay? And he throws a nice, 12-yard post route to Kittle, who breaks the tackle on the sideline and takes off upfield, gone, touchdown, 37 yards. Then you're like, damn, we had a 37-yard touchdown. You're reading the stats. You're like, damn, look, Jimmy G balled out today. No, his pass catchers balled out. What Jimmy G did in this situation was what he's supposed to do. The plays that they draw up for him and give him that allows his playmakers to make plays. What it does is it pads his statistics, as we're now seeing. We've seen it. We saw it with Vegas. He wasn't that quarterback because Devontae Adams, yes, there, but he didn't have that share of playmakers or guys who make the yards after the catch like he had in San Francisco. So it's not a knock on him, but I use them as a situation, as an example, because that situation for the 49ers is so offensively is so relevant to this question, bro, because Brock Purdy is feeding off of this too. Granted, these guys, yes, they will make that long pass complete every once in a while, because when you're a game manager who's going to be successful, you have to be able to every once in a while. But you're
Exactly.
not doing it all the time. And so this is why I think I believe that air yards should be a statistic. If you want to have their primary statistic as pass yards, fine. But make sure you also add on that little thing where you see the average of pass yards per play. Make sure you add average air yards, because that right there is going to
what
tell you
matters.
more of the story, especially when you're looking at a roster and you're like, damn, actually 49ers do have a lot of guys that can break tackles and make plays afterwards, man. Make your quarterback look good. That's what this stat is all
Yep.
about.
Like
Tell
if
me
my receiver catches a 15-yard pass for me and then takes off 70 yards down the damn field, I threw the ball for 15 yards before he caught it.
Yeah.
So now, when you say I don't know much, but I feel the stats should be split in half between both. Here's why they shouldn't, and that's the example. If I throw the ball 15 yards, I should get 15 yards added to my passing yard stats. Why? Because that's how far the pass went before it was caught.
Yeah.
My receiver did the rest.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if he scores a touchdown, cool. I get a passing touchdown. I get a passing touchdown because I threw him the ball. But if now, let's say Jalen Hurts, for instance, AJ Brown, we talk about them a lot. Why? Because Jalen Hurts could literally stand back in the pocket and throw the ball downfield 30, 40 yards, and AJ Brown jump up in there and go grab that thing. Now that's 40 yards of air yards that Jalen Hurts should have added to his stats.
Absolutely.
You get what I mean? So
yeah,
it shouldn't be now. Let's say AJ Brown doesn't go anywhere. He just catches the ball and gets tackled, and it's a 40-yard completion. That 40-yard completion, there's no yards after the catch stat. So, yeah, if you want, you can add those 40 yards to the receiver stats. Why? Because the receiver made the play for 40 yards. Yeah. But giving that quarterback more than 40 yards, if he were to go more than 40 yards, it's not fair. You're just padding his stats and making it look like he's done more than what he really did.
Yeah.
And that's why we both agree that they should not have the yards of the catch stat should be for quarterbacks, or excuse me, wide receivers. Air yards should be a stat added, or should be the passing yard stats that we refer to when we look at a quarterback. So if you are sitting here throwing a 40-yard pass and then you throw a 60-yard pass, we're not saying your receiver caught the ball and went a couple extra yards to get you that 60 yards, but you literally sat back there and launched the 60-yarder.
Yeah.
And your receiver caught it, then you should get those 60 yards. Yeah, you should have 100 yards between those two passes. You do a 40-yard pass and a 100-yard pass through the air before it was caught, or excuse me, a 60-yard pass. You get what I mean? So that's why we say, that's why we asked this question and ask, should that stat be just for receivers? Because it's the yards after the catch. It's not the yards of the catch.
Yeah.
It ain't the amount of air yards the ball traveled before before the catch was made. You're giving these yards after catch stats that are coming from the wide receiver doing their job and extending the play and making moves and doing whatever to give these extra yards or add on these extra yards. That's why it's called the yard after catch stat. So that's why we feel that it was.
And I do
for receivers.
I do think that, like, okay, if you're gonna like talk about a play and you're like, okay, let's just say Dak Prescott, man, he just threw this little 7-yard dump pass to Tony Pollard, who took it 55 yards to the house. You can call that a 55-yard pass play. pass play.
Exactly.
But then when you get into the statistical part of it, that's when I think it needs to be differentiated, where it said, okay, it was a 7-yard pass by Dak Prescott,
which
and a
resulted
whatever, how many yards, for the yards after the catch.
into a 57-yard touchdown because of the 50 yards after the catch from Tony Pollard.
Yeah.
That's how it should be looked at. Exactly, Gabe. Exactly. That's the
And like I
perfect way
said,
to put it.
I don't mind if they want to put it up there like a pass yard stat, but somewhere make an official stat now. An official stat for air yards. Make it official. If you go and look at like a lot of these journalists and like other podcast hosts that are real big, they take it upon themselves. It became more popular with the fantasy football and the daily fantasy guys years ago, where it was actually created not by the NFL. It was created by some guy doing, starting all this daily fantasy, where he created the air yards stat. Problem is the NFL doesn't recognize it as an official stat. That has to change. In my opinion, that has to change.
It has to, definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you guys go, man. We'll have a new topic of the week coming up next week for next week's show. And even though Gabe won't be here, I will be definitely going over there.
Yeah, just a heads up, y'all. I will not be here the next couple of weeks. It's working in retail. It's that time of year. And then I got something else going on, something more personal the week after. So, but I know you're going to carry it, bro. Maybe sometime in between, maybe we can, like during the week, we'll jump on. We'll get you on our show, on my show over. And so y'all can catch us still doing it together over there. But, I know you're going to hold it down, brother.
I'm always happy to come on and join. Make sure you guys are going to follow Double G Gabe Garcia on all social media platforms, Twitter, aka X, TikTok, and Instagram as well as Facebook. Just go and check him out. Make sure you guys are going to follow him. And if you would like to send in your fan mail questions to Gridiron Nation Podcast for his weekly show that he does on Tuesdays, whether it's audio only or live, make sure you send them over to Gridiron Nation Podcast at Gmail. And if you'd like to send in your fan mail questions, again, Hit, thank you for always sending your fan mail questions.
Yes, thank you, Hit.
If you'd like to send in your fan mail questions to the Gridiron Podcast show, do so at the Gridiron Podcast at Gmail as well. And again, guys, we want to thank you all for being here, man. Like always, you guys make this show what it is.
Yes,
and
you do.
Before we get out of here, Gabe, let them know, brother.
Well, like I told y'all, I just alluded to the time of year it is. So working in retail is crazy. Now, this time of year, man, it can get a little hectic for all of us. Get a little stressful. I get that. We all get that. All right. Whether it's financial, whether it's work, whether it's just, stress going on in your household, because it's just that time of year, man. Like, it's funny how people be like, well, this is the time of year to come together. But if you're working where I work, you know that this is more the time of year for people to get angry all the time. But
right.
if you've got stress coming at you this time of year, man, just try to feel it in your heart that, what, I ain't alone. A lot of people dealing with this kind of stuff right now, whatever it is, man. So whenever life's bringing that at you this coming week, man, this kind of holiday kind of stress that comes a little bit, and you feel like you're just ready to kind of like, man, I need to go off on somebody. Just take your time, take a deep breath. That allows you to flow around that stress. That one thing, like in the words of the great Bruce Lee, is to be water, my friends. And that's how you get through it.
Be water, my friends. We love you, familia. We will see y'all next week. Or I will see y'all next week. Gabe will see y'all in 3 weeks. But I'll be here for the next 2 weeks. Don't worry. But want to thank y'all again for tuning into the Gridiron.
Thank you, guys.
We're here every Saturday for your viewing pleasure to talk nothing but football. And we'll have a huge talk next week about them Smeagol's getting beat up on by Kentucky Fried Chicken. So, love you guys. Want to thank you guys for tuning in this week.
Yeah.
This is the Gridiron. I'm Jersey the King. He is Double G, Gabe Garcia. Y'all know what it is, man. We'll holla at y'all next week. Again, be water, my friends. You know what it is, y'all.
Find your place of zen and stay there, familia.
Holla at y'all, boys. Peace out, y'all. Have a good weekend.